Alright guys, so here are the solutions for the Chapter 1 test review. We're going to start with number 1. I've got z plus 3 is equal to negative 6. And so we need to isolate this variable. Got to get that by itself. So we're going to do the inverse of adding 3. And the inverse of adding 3 is subtracting 3. So we should get z equals negative 9. Alright. We get negative n over 5 is equal to negative 2 for exercise 3. Here's what I like to do. I like to take this negative and either move it up or down. And in this case, I'm going to move it down. And it doesn't matter if you want to move it up or down or leave it out in front. But I think for our purposes, we're just going to move it down. And now, what is the inverse of dividing by negative 10? 5. The inverse of dividing by negative 5 is multiplying by negative 5. I'm going to do that on both sides. So over here, dividing by negative 5 and then multiplying by negative 5, that's just going to give us n. And negative 2 times negative 5 is going to give me positive 10. Alright. If you wanted to check these, you could. Let's say that you're up here at the top. Negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. We know that's right. Negative 10 divided by 5 would give you negative 2. And you would know that one's right. So let's go ahead and look at some more. Alright, so exercise 5, I've got 6 is equal to 1 minus b. So I'm going to isolate this variable, that term. So how do I get rid of positive 1? I'm going to minus 1 from both sides. That gives me 5 is equal to negative b. And now you can multiply everything by negative 1 or divide everything by negative 1. But I just like to think of it as take the opposite of everything. So the opposite of 5 is negative 5, and the opposite of negative b is positive b. So I get b equals negative 5. Now if you wanted to check it, you could come right up here to the top. 6 is equal to 1 minus negative 5. And whenever you see subtract a negative, right, whenever we get this subtract a negative, some people call that keep flip change. I like to think of it as a big plus sign. And 1 plus 5 does equal 6, and we know that we got that one right. Let's take a look at exercise 7. Negative 4 times 2z plus 6 in parentheses minus 12 is equal to 4. Alright, we got a lot to go through here, but if you can look at this to isolate the variable, we've got addition or subtraction going on here. Then we're going to do the multiplication. So remember when we talked about this, we want to go through order of operations backwards. So backwards, we're looking for the addition or subtraction part. And so that's going to lead us right here to this negative 12. We're going to do the inverse. We're going to add 12 to both sides of the equation. We get negative 4 parentheses 2z plus 6 is equal to 16. Now some people may feel like they want to distribute the negative 4, but I don't want to distribute the negative 4. I think it's going to be messy. But what is the inverse of timesing multiplying by negative 4? The inverse is dividing by negative 4. So I'm going to divide by negative 4 here, and I'm going to divide by negative 4 here. That's going to give me 2z plus 6 is equal to 16 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 4. Now I would minus 6 from both sides. Running out of room, I would have 2z is equal to negative 10. Finally, I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. I should get z is equal to negative 5. And if you wanted to check it, we can come right back here. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, plus 6 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. 16 take away 12 is 4. I get 4 equals 4. Question number 9, I've got 6 is equal to 1/5 w plus 7/5 w minus 4. And the first thing that I'm going to identify is that I can combine like terms. I'm going to put these together. So 1/5 plus 7/5 is going to give me 8/5. So I got 6 is equal to 8/5 W minus 4. Now I'm going to get rid of minus 4. So the inverse of taking away 4 is going to be adding 4 to both sides. I'm going to get 10 is equal to 8/5 W. Now, to separate this fraction from this variable, the easiest way to do this is to multiply by the reciprocal, because the reciprocal times the fraction is always going to be 1. Multiply by 5/8. So, on the right-hand side here, 5/8 times 8/5, if you did multiply those, you'd get 40 over 40, which is 1. 1 times W is just W. On this side, I'm going to make that 10 a fraction. If you want to, you could, simplify this a little bit. 2 goes into 8 and 10. So 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Multiply straight across, I would get 25 fourths. I think Big Ideas would accept that, but let's go through all the other ones that it could be. Could be 6 1/4. So 6 1/4 or 25 fourths. Alright, let me clear this up and we'll look at exercise 11. So exercise 11, what we're going to do is we're going to add everything together. Because we know that the sum, right, when you add everything together, what you get is called the sum, has to be equal to 540. So I'm going to start here at the top and I'm just going to work my way around. And we're just going to write it out as addition. I got x minus 30. The first part, x minus 30 plus x minus 30 plus x minus 30 plus x. Now we add all those things together and we're going to set it equal to 540. So the first thing is, how many x's do we have? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5x. And now I have negative 30, and another negative 30 is negative 60, and one more negative 30 would give me negative 90. Now I have my equation, so let's start by adding 90 to both sides. So that's going to be 5x is equal to 630. Divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 630 over 5, 126. Now, it says x is equal to, so right here you would do 126. The second one says x minus 30. Those angles are what degree? Well, you do 126 minus 30. So what I'm doing is I'm plugging in 126 for x. Right? And then minusing 30. So 126 minus 30 is 96 degrees. Let's keep going. Alright, 13. I've got 5 parentheses 1 plus x parentheses equals 5x plus 5. So I am going to start by distributing. I got 5 times 1, which is 5. 5 times x, which is 5x, is equal to 5x plus 5. Now, let's say I minus 5x from both sides. I get 5 is equal to 5. So, if your variable disappears, and you get something that's true, like 5 equals 5, the answer is infinite solutions. Also in math, we call this all real numbers. Okay? And just a quick rundown. You get something, your variables disappear, and you get something that's true. It's all real numbers or infinite solutions. Your exponents or your variables disappear, and you're left with something that doesn't make sense like this, that's no solution. Okay? So that is 15. No, 13. Let's take a look at 15. 15, I've got the absolute value of y plus 3 equals 17. So this is going to be y plus 3 equals 17. Our next equation is going to be y plus 3 equals negative 17. And then you're going to solve this. So let's say you minus 3 from both sides. That's going to be y is equal to 14. The second equation, you're going to minus 3 from both sides. That's going to be y equals negative 21. And those will be your two solutions for that absolute value. Alright, so 17. We're going to have the absolute value of x minus 2 equals the absolute value of 4 plus x, like that. And so we're going to have x minus 2 is equal to 4 plus x. That's the first one. The second equation, let me divide this out. We'd have x minus 2 is equal to the opposite of 4 plus x. So, let's say I minus x from both sides. I'm going to get negative 2 is equal to 4. So this is not going to give us a solution. So this side is not going to help us at all. On this side, I'm going to have x minus 2 equals distributing or taking the opposite of everything in the parentheses. The opposite of 4 is negative 4. The opposite of plus x is minus x. Now, let's say I add x here and add x here. I'm going to get 2x minus 2 equals negative 4. Now I'm going to add 2. I get 2x is equal to negative 2. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to negative 1. And this is our only solution. And if you wanted to check it, you can. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3. On this side, 4 plus a negative 1 is 3. The absolute value of 3 is 3. So you get 3 equals 3. And we know that's the correct solution. Alright, number 19. We've got 2x minus 4y equals 20. And they want us to solve for y. So we need to get this by itself. And I keep that negative in front because it's part of the term. So how do I get rid of that positive 2x? I'm just going to minus 2x from both sides. That's going to give me negative 4y is equal to 20 minus 2x. I'm going to divide by negative 4. This is where we're going to use the butterfly method. So 20 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 5. Negative 2 divided by negative 4 is going to be positive 1/2. So you could put it into big ideas like this, or because these are terms, we can flip them around. We can flip-flop them. That would be y is equal to half x minus 5. And big ideas should accept either one of these because they are equivalent. Alright, one more page. 23. We've got a is equal to 9y plus 3xy. And we're solving for y. So what we're going to do is we're going to factor out a y. So I'm going to have a is equal to y. That's going to be 9 plus 3x. And if you wanted to check this, you could just think of distributing it. Y times 9 would be 9y. Y times a positive 3x would be 3xy. Now, in order to get y by itself, instead of multiplying by 9 plus 3x, we're going to divide by 9 plus 3x, and we're we're going to do that on both sides. So that's going to cancel. We're just going to get y equals a over 9 plus 3x. All right, one last one to go. All right, so the last one here. And if you don't get this one right, don't freak out. This is a hard problem, but I'm going to go over it. We got f equals 9/5 k minus 273.15 plus 32. All right, so we need to solve this for what? Solve for k. So we need to get k by itself. So I'm going to start out by getting rid of this, doing order of operations backwards. I'm going to get rid of this positive 32 by minusing 32 from both sides. I'm going to have f minus 32 is equal to 9/5 parentheses k minus 273.15. Now, I'm going to get rid of this multiplication. And the easiest way to get rid of this multiplication, what I think the easiest way, is we are going to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 9/5 we're going to times by 5/9. And we have to multiply this whole thing by 5/9. So that goes away. I get 5/9 parentheses f minus 32 is now equal to, and we can get rid of the parentheses, we got k minus 273.15. The last thing that we have to do here to get k by itself is we're just going to add 273.15 to both sides. So I'm going to have 5/9 parentheses f minus 32, close the parentheses, plus 273.15, and that's all going to equal k. And that is the answer to the first one. The second part is convert 180 degrees Fahrenheit to Kelvin. Round your answer to the nearest hundredths. So let me erase some of this, and then we'll come back to use our formula. Alright, so here we go. We're going to plug in 180 for f. So I've got 5/9 180 minus 32 plus 273.15 is equal to Kelvin. So we're going to do this like we normally would. Take care of the parentheses. So we got 180 minus 32. So that's going to be 148. Now I'm going to multiply that by 5/9. So I did 5/9 times 148, and I got 82.2222 repeating, right? Just keeps going and going and going. Then we have to add 273.15. So let me do that quick. Plus 273.15 gives me a total of 355.37222222, a bunch of twos. And in the story problem it says round to the nearest hundredths. So we only need to round to right there. So it'd be 355.37 Kelvin. Alright guys, that's the end of the review. Good luck on the test.